Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and the new Nigeria is possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Today, we are to discuss the things that are trending in Nigeria, the discussions that are always happening in Nigeria. As you know, all what we hear from the mainstream media is about Dangote's price in fuel. We talk about the hardship on Nigerians. Still, we are not getting responses from the government who should clarify those issues. So they keep discussing it. But here we come every day to have a narrative, a different one that comes from a different part. But today, before we get into the fuel price issue and the debate on the Dangote refinery and all of that, let's get to the point of the trending issue in Nigeria, which are the reactions of Nigerians over the rented, paid crowd that graced the final grand rally of the campaign of the APC in Edo State. Recall that on Saturday, all the people you know in APC who had afflicted Nigerians with poverty, turned Nigerians into beggars and all of that, they all assembled in Edo State, Benin City, to do their final push to get somebody else to further enslave Edo people. And Nigerians are seriously reacting over that crowd. Of course, some people say a state-based people select their people based on personality, based on their state, and not necessarily about the federal might. But many Nigerians are condemning the crowd coming out due to the infliction of hardship on Nigerians. But then, we're here to give our own narrative. And joining me to have this discussion are active Nigerians who daily devote their time to share with us their opinion on the things and the hardship and all whatnot bedeviling Nigerians. Before we get into the questions that will be coming out, I know, go to the comment section, tell us what your thoughts are. But let me start with what the reaction of a Catholic priest, Reverend Calvin Ugu, who had expressed dismay over the huge presence of Nigerians at the campaign rallies of the All Progressive Congress governorship candidate in Edo State. Now, he said he never expected any Nigerian to grace any APC campaign event, judging by the widespread complaints of hardship by Nigerians against the APC-led government at the federal government level. The Reverend Father took to his Facebook page to reveal his dismay at the development, saying nothing will change in Nigeria, in quotes. Now, the Reverend Father argued that Bola Tinubu may win the next election if he contests, because the hunger and the pains in the land seem not to have affected Nigerians as widely believed. Now, for us to continue on this, let me bring in our own Mr. Bassi, who seems to disagree with that very notion that Nigerians may probably vote in Tinubu due to the nature of the campaign rally or the crowd that came out in Benin. So, Mr. Bassi, let's start with your own reaction, your opinion on this. We have several, so please make it snappy, because we have other things like His Excellency already in Borno commiserating with victims of the flood. But let's start with this trending Edo issue for now, Mr. Bassi.
Thank you, Mr. Kanu. Thanks for having me. Good evening, Zoom panelists. Good day, viewers across the world, wherever you are watching from. I tend to disagree with what you saw in that meeting that they have the crowd behind. Whenever they they'll be able to use that trying to mislead Nigerians, let Nigerians believe that Edo people are behind their candidate. That's far from the truth. And you also know that these are people who have weaponized poverty, and they are using this opportunity as well to see how they can lure people into their campaign ground. And of course, you know, Nigerians, like they've always said, they don't know they carry last. Edo voters are the most educated, informed voters when it comes to making choice of who wants to lead them. And they may have also given them false hope to believe that they are solidly behind them, to collect whatever they can collect from them. And we all know that on the election day, they will not vote for APC. They already have their game plan. So this is just to also mislead them, since they also think they are smart. They said, Connyman die, Connyman bury him. So that's exactly what played out in that campaign ground. So they've already also told them, okay, fine. Since you think you are smart, we will play along with you, and we already know where we are heading to, or where who is our candidate. And of course, from the filler, the Oludi is the man. He's the main man. So who is your guy, Kanu? Tell me, who is your guy
Oludi.
When it comes to Edo election? No other than Oludi. So let's not be distracted by all those rented crowds.
Okay.
Thank you.
But Mr. Bassi, one would have thought that with the high cost of the hunger and the pains in the land, the death of innocent Nigerians due to inability to afford medical help, and the overall failure of the APC government, anywhere APC is mentioned, that the people will rise up and ensure those elected are made to do what they were supposed to do. So my assumption is, even if they are coming out there for food like your side, even if they were paid, they would have still come there, eat the food, take the money, and still boo them.
No, I think like I told you, Edo voters are smart. They are smarter than all of that. You see, they will lead you on. That's exactly what has happened there. They are leading them on, giving them false hope that Edo voters are behind their candidate. That's just what is happening there. So don't be carried away by all of those things. There are some people who will not want to give you their game plan. They will just want you to believe that, okay, you are fooling them. Okay, they are going along with you. But in their heart, they know exactly where their heart is. So that's what happened there.
All right, thank you. Let me quickly get to Lord K, which is from the main Benin Edo city, and of course, he has been, choking his mouth inside this one. So let's quickly get to him to get his own take. Now, Lord K, some people who has actually sent reports and message to me said that this grand finale of the APC election made them realize that they should stop crying more than the bereaved. Some of them believe that the crowd at Rari was seriously on the high side and unbelievable. He said, let me quote him, he said, believe me, nothing will change in Nigeria. It is sad. You see, Tinubu, that if he will be alive in the next election, he may still win, judging from what he saw there. But yes, I do disagree with him that is not going to happen. But I want to get your own opinion on this.
Yes, good evening, fellow Nigerians, Obidient around the world, and my Zoom and studio panelists. I am in a different mood today because of what I am hearing and seeing. Yes, the cleric that has come out to make all these assertions, I mean, he's got his own information, or he's got his own informant, or he has his own reason. But the fact on ground is that we all know how on that day how on that day, luxurious buses block Oluku Junction. They block Agbo Road Park. They block the Benin Bypass. They block Auchi Road. They block, I mean, every entrance into Benin was jam-packed with luxurious buses. Those were people imported into Benin to attend that rally. The game APC has been playing, making people believe that, oh, they have the backing of the Edo people behind them, not knowing that these guys, they are fooling themselves. Edo people, just like what my friend said before, they are the most educated when it comes to this electionary process. They know what's going on. They know how it's happening. And I'm telling you something, there's going to be a shock on that day. If APC gets 50,000 votes in Edo State as a whole, you know God is on their side. If they get 50,000 votes in the 18 local governments of Edo State, you know God is on their side. But what is Mahmoud going to do? What is INEC going to do? Because that is where they are planning to do their magic. Mahmoud has come on air saying, oh, he's going to deliver a free and fair election. How many times has he said that, and what has actually happened? How many times has he come out to make that rubbish statement, and what has actually happened? Nobody believes or reckons with him anymore. So the fact is, what's his name? Akomiza, whatever they call him for the APC Edo State's gubernatorial candidate. Everybody knows he's a dundee. He's a dundee. No doubt about that. This is somebody that has promised to bring insecurity to the state, live on stage. That even Oshomole, his spokesman, you could see him tapping him on that day when he said that nonsense. That, come on, you shouldn't be saying all this, you shouldn't be doing all this. So, I mean, it's wrong. It's wrong.
Thank you very much, Lokia. Thank you very much, Lokia. I'll be coming back to you shortly on the other thing. But let me take Tony's take. Tony, quickly tell me your take on this very particular issue. Since Nigerians, after being inflicted with poverty, inflicted with hardship, inflicted with several other things, my question is, don't you think that Nigerians should, not because of the rise for the rally, not because of the money to come out and all of that, don't you think that even when they do come out, that they should boo the APC, notwithstanding whoever is representing the APC at that point? Because I see some people who go to the comment section and say, well, it's not really about the APC in the center of Tinubu that is inflicting pains and not the APC in Edo State. But I believe that APC is APC. And some people say the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. I don't know what your thoughts on this is.
Yeah, good evening. I'm glad to be here. I think the Reverend Father knows exactly what he's saying, in my view. I said that because in a sane country, in a country that understands democracy, when a central government, like we have here, is behaving the way this government is behaving, acting the way they're acting, bringing hunger and desperation on the people, I think no state governorship candidate on that same party will make any headway whatsoever. People will remember what they're going through, and they will use that candidate to show the federal government that they disapprove what is going on with their lives. in the same country, in any same country. But what we have here, Edo may be an exception, like the previous guest said, that Edo is different. And I may believe that. But the general rule in Nigeria is that when you have illiteracy and poverty combined, what you get is a dumb electorate. Dumb electorate, because of the illiteracy, they don't understand their power to effect change, to announce to the repressive government that they disapprove of their policies. That is the way it should go. That is where it goes in other countries, developed countries. But here, what we see is it makes you wonder what is going on. How can people who are feeling this kind of pain in their daily lives will still voting somebody, the oppressor, voting the oppressor? It's mind-boggling, honestly. Even though
they worry them,
even though they are planning to rig the election, the citizens should be able to stop any sort of rigging, because what they're going through is horrible. It's undescribable. Yet, these people are hoping that people will vote for them. And I mean, they keep campaigning like nothing is happening, nothing is going on. People are not suffering. So that's why I'm saying that the Reverend Father has a point. But let's hope that Edo will show Nigerians what it means to be active citizens, to understand the power of voting, the power they have to sack any government, whether central or state, that inflicts hardship on the people. That is my take.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Tony. Let's put our take from the part of us here at Obidient Family TV. We want to agree with the Reverend Father on one part, the part of his shock that Nigerians are even attending any rally that is called by the APC, irrespective of whether they are being paid or whether they are being offered rice to come and eat because of the hardship they have to go. We agree with him on that. But what we don't agree with the Cleric is the other notion of voting Tinubu for 2027 because of this very rented crowd. We seriously disagree with him because Nigerians know better than that. Now, moving away from this very discussion, I want to bring up that our own P2B, His Excellency, was in Borno to, condole with the victims of the flood in Maiduguri. We know that earlier, a few days ago, we were discussing the issue of the flood, the dam, and all of that. Those things keeps happening. Billions has been, budgeted for that, as we read from Delhi. Whether it is an audio kind of budgeting for Borno State for the flood, we are yet to get reports coming in. But before we get into that discussion of how His Excellency B2B was there, I want to bring in what Dr. Mo said about some trending issues on P2B. He said, that is Dr. Mo, he said that it is not a speculation that we hear that Mr. P2B is arrested. Many news outlets carry that fake news. That some of them called him the Trump of Nigeria, that EFCC should get on his campaign finance, and ultimately that he said he will be vice president, which trended for so long, and His Excellency P2B has debunked that. Now, Dr. Mo said it is no coincidence that we have been bombarded with a series of targeted narratives aimed at discrediting His Excellency Peter Obi first. First, there were rumors of his arrest, likely intended to tarnish his reputation and create a sense of uncertainty. Then he was labeled the Trump of Nigeria to create an attempt to associate him with controversy and division, which he is not a person of. Next, there were calls for the EFCC to investigate his campaign finance, a move that reeks of political motivation. Now, his words are being twisted to suggest that he is willing to settle for the vice presidency, a claim that contradicts his consistent message of leadership and vision. Of course, you guys know that even Aisha Yusuf has come out to say he will not fall for that. These coordinated attacks reveal a calculated effort to undermine His Excellency Peter Obi's credibility and momentum. Now, he said it is also a clear sign that his message of change and progress has struck a nerve, and those who benefit from the status quo in Nigeria are desperate to stop him. But Nigerians won't be swayed by these tactics. He said, we see through the smoke screen and recognize the competence, the capacity, the character, the compassion, integrity, transparency, accountability, and leadership that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi embodies. Now, let me again take you, Mr. Kinney, on this final part. I want to really get your point on his visit to Borno. Did you see what Bola Tinubu did yesterday in Borno when he visited, vis-a-vis what His Excellency now is saying? Recall that Bola Tinubu leveraged on the climate change as what caused the issues in the flooding in Borno. But we know that there are certain factors that governments did not take care of, that they ignored, that caused people to lose their lives and people to lose their properties in billions. What are your thoughts on this?
Thank you, Mr. Kanu, once again. These people, this APC government, they pride themselves on misinformation and propaganda. You recall that what he has done, this same narrative that he's trying to push through, before now, David Hundeyin had already uncovered the plot by the Western media to twist the narrative, using climate change as the reason for this. And he has bought into that. Of course, you can see what is going on now. Even in his speech, he's trying to adduce to the fact that the reason why that flooding happened is because of the climate change. We all know that there's a report that there have been a report warning that this is imminent. And rather than holding people accountable, making people face the consequences of negligence of their duty, is now trying to push that narrative into the media so that people will now buy into it, rather than holding people accountable. There are people who knew about this thing beforehand. Remember that this same incident happened in 1994. It is just a repetition of what happened back then. So you can see a trend happening. And the issue here is that what happened to the fund, the ecological funds that the state government collect? Most of the state government in this country collect ecological funds. What are they using those funds for? Some of them collect like Kanu collect as much as 1 billion. This Borno collect as high as 890 something million. So what have they been using these funds to do? Ecological funds are released to ensure that the state government use it to curb some of these mitigate some of this ecological action that would have given rise to occurrence like this. So that flood itself is a man-made flood, because it could have been avoided if people who were saddled with the responsibility did carry out their job effectively and efficiently the way it should have been done. We could have avoided that colossal losses and the loss of life in the city of Borno, Maiduguri. It was a needless occurrence. So this is where we are when we now put people who are putting their selfish ambition above serving the interest of the public. This is what happened. So I must thank His Excellency for his Peter Obi, for his proactive action, for his empathy in relating with the people who are touched, who are in this kind of a situation. You saw what your so-called president, his message yesterday. He was being arrogant that he ought not to have even come to Nigeria. He should have been in US. So he had to come here to even spend, even if it is 5 minutes. That was a callous, senseless statement to make from someone who called himself a president. It was as good as he shouldn't have even been there. So he just went there to mock the people rather than showing empathy with the people and what they are going through. He went there to tell them, oh, he could have been there. Recall, when he left China, this incident had happened how many weeks ago? If he was a president who is touched with the feelings of his people, when he left China, he ought to have come straight down to Nigeria. This is what a reasonable, a people-oriented leader, this is what they do. That for the sake of one person, they can cut short official trip. Remember what happened during COP 28? I think so. When the South African president had to leave the event and go back to South Africa because of an issue in the country. So this is what presidents should.
I think Mr. Batia, we've loved you right there. But let me see if we can get over to Lord K on this to complete this. So Lord K, if you can hear me, if your mic is still active, can you give me your take on His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi's visit to Borno State to commiserate with the victims of the flood in Maiduguri?
Yes, thank you one more time again. I believe that's the presidential gesture that our very own Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, has in his capacity. This is somebody that has the integrity of being the president of a country, of a state, of whatever you want to make him into. This is somebody that has shown capacity, that has shown that integrity, that has shown that human empathy when it comes to a time like this. When people actually feel the need for that human touch. Okay, we have all agreed that yes, he was not selected because somebody stole his mandate. But this has not deterred Mr. Peter Obi from doing what he has been doing in the country. Now, this Maiduguri issue, the dam that got broke out, what has happened there? This is something that for the past 10 years has been on alert that anything is going to happen anytime. There is a crack on this dam that needs urgent attention. Up to the extent, about 2 months ago, a highly placed ecologist in the country there that was in charge in the ministry there said, oh, there was no cause for alarm. There was no cause for alarm. But then, look at what has happened. It's not the first time. And I believe from all investigation that money was disbursed for this crack to be amended, for this dam to be waged more. But as usual, like he said, there was no cause for alarm. That money was embezzled. That money was taken for something else. It went into voicemail. Monkey actually swallowed the money. Snake swallowed the money. Now see the disaster that has actually come up to now. They are reporting about 39 people dying from this, which of course I know is a lot more. A lot more. Look at the destruction it has caused to humans, lives, and properties in that area. Who is going to be in charge? Who is going to bail this people out right now?
And you notice that they are not holding people responsible for those things that are acting, and they probably want to tell me that it's an act of God.
Exactly. Even that came out from the president. That came out from his mouth. That is an act of God. It's a natural disaster. How can it be a natural disaster when the crack has been there for years? The crack has been there. They have notified and disbursed money, and now you are saying it's a natural disaster. Wanting to claim, it's part of what was it called? Environmental climate change.
Climate change.
Yeah, climate change that's causing all this nonsense. What has climate change got to do with a crack in a dam? Gentlemen and ladies, this is where we need to call the government to its responsibility. This is where we need to call them to their responsibility, because we know that something has to be done. Heads have to roll, people have to be sacked, and people have to give account of what has actually happened since the last 2 years. Thank you.
Yeah, let me quickly add to Kini. Let me ask Kini, did you notice was with P2B and Borno today? What is your thought on that? Just few minutes, please.
Okay. That is a very quiet person, and as if you know him very well, he's not a man who likes too much of publicity. But when issues like this come, of course, you will always see him there. He will show up. But when it comes to issue of media, he's not a media person. He likes to work at the background. So
does that suggest like he did the last time that democracy died on the 29th of May?
Yes, exactly. So he did very well by joining in that visit to Borno State. Of course, that is entire North is also his constituency. So he also needs to identify with them. So he did very well. He must be commended.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, let's take Tony's perspective finally.
Yeah. I don't think we should be surprised or whatsoever, because since after the election, we've been seeing activities of PO. This is the humanity in this man.
Exactly.
He is everywhere where Nigerians are suffering, almost everywhere. Where there is natural disaster, man-made disaster, he's there, trying to console the people, trying to donate to the people, trying to do whatever is necessary and his capacity to do. And we are still 3 years away from election, and they've started to try to define this man in a negative way. The election is not here. So I think the media team should create of His Excellency P2B should be ready, because these accusations, these innuendos, this trashing of a gentleman this is just the start. It's going to continue. And I think they should create a media platform they can call it a war room, where there will be instant response to whatever shenanigan, whatever allegation they throw at him, so that people don't just assume that is correct. People don't know him well.
Yeah,
assume that they are saying the truth.
Mr. Tony, I mean, if you notice something, since after this 2023 election, Peter Obi has actually come out more to the Nigerian populace. What has Atiku done? He has gone back to Dubai. What has Kwankwaso done? They've gone all in hiding. So what is this actually telling you about the personality of this excellency, Peter Obi? What is this actually telling you?
And they're going to try to paint him black. That's what they started doing.
Wow.
So we should not, his team should not relax.
Yeah, Tony, let me butt in, if I may butt in there, please. What I'm saying is that in the words of Michelle Obama, he said, when they go low, you go high. So but what Peter Obi is doing is that when they come with those negativity, he raised the bar higher.
Not by keeping quiet, though.
He's not keeping quiet, but he's raising the bar higher. That's what it is. He's not joining issue with them in those propaganda. He's doing things that are bringing positivity to the people. So that's who he is. For me, that speaks volume.
Absolutely. Walking the walk and talking the talk.
Yeah. Okay, finally, let us not forget there's going to be a 1 million man march, Obedience 1 million man march in Edo State for Olumide Akpata and Kaderi. So we'll use this very opportunity also to reach out to all Obedience worldwide, or if you are watching us live, please do like, share, subscribe. Let other Obedience know that tomorrow all people that are within Edo State, within the province of Edo or Benin City, to converge from 8 a.m. in the morning, starting to show that Olumide Akpata is there to take it. We demand free, fair, and credible election in Edo State, and we want all Obedience who are going out to cast their votes on Saturday to besiege their polling units with all of that. So Obedience 1 million man march is for tomorrow. We want you to make sure that you are there to join all Obedience. We ask of you, please go to comment section and tell us your thoughts on this very rented crowd in APC's rally of Saturday, and also tell us your thoughts on His Excellency's empathy and visit to the victims of flood in Maiduguri, Borno State. Tell us that, and please do not hesitate to like, share, and subscribe to Obidient Family TV. For the people who have joined us today, Mr. Basi, Tony, and Lord K, thank you so much for always devoting your time to join us, to share your opinions on the things happening in Nigeria. For our viewers, I want to thank you once again. Until tomorrow, when we come your way again, I will say, take this final thing about the fuel explanation. There's a video I saw about the fuel explanation that I really want us to look at what is going on the mainstream media, and then just oppose it with what we are seeing in reality. This man explains that issue on the fuel price change between the Dangote refinery and NNPC. So don't expect price of fuel to be cheap from him. Let's take a listen to that. Until tomorrow, bye for now.
Now this price Dangote and NNPC agreed. Dangote will be selling at this price to NNPC. Yesterday, Dangote cost sell for them for $8.97. The cost of what happen. Dangote say, this one will be supplied to you, so this first shipment, we got the crude oil from outside the country. We import them. No be NNPC supply us. When we buy the crude oil, we use dollar buy am. So now that we are selling to you, we look at the dollar equivalence. As we call check am, we call converter to naira. Now we dey sell to you so. Make una wait when we dey refine the one wey NFPC supply to us, then we cannot sell to you at this price. For now, the one we import never finish. When we call the refine, the one wey NFPC supply to us, we cannot sell at this price to NFPC. It means for you where we dey expect cheaper fuel price, if NFPC buy from Dangote at this price, it means say you can't get fuel less than 900 naira for now. That is the meaning for now. We don't know tomorrow. The way they expect the fuel make it cheap, the fuel no go cheap. The way we are the same, so it no go ever cheap. The reason being because government need money. Okay? So if you are expecting them to supply Dangote the crude oil at a very cheap price, I'm not seeing that one coming. Because now this crude oil where they supply to Dangote, now there they won't get money to take run government. Also, they don't borrow plenty money, a lot of debts. Okay? Where Buhari don't pile up. Dash money to Afghanistan, do road to Niger Republic, minister looted, Emifele, humanitarian minister, all of them, all the money where they borrow share, they service the interest. You understand? So they need money. So for this one, where they expect to cheap, it no go cheap because Nigerian government don't get any other source of income. Now only crude they give them money. Okay? I know say Mr. President now accountant. Okay? As an accountant, what did they sabi do? 3 things. 1, now bookkeeping. Okay? When they arrive, nothing to keep. Another thing, now management. When they arrive, nothing to manage. What they call the taxation. Now this thing they study for school. So the next thing now you go see na tax. This is the only source of income. Don't expect cheap fuel price. For me, the thing will continue to increase. Even IMF tell them say, make una know they sell am cheap. Una need money to build school, to build hospital, to do this, to do that. Bigay say tax una know they pay well. Nigeria need to pay. So make una buckle una bet o. The journey long.